So it's a no-no. It's already a no-no.
If this is how you think,
So you had the
I have to
hint. You know the. Welcome to my channel once again. I'm so super excited today. I'm going to share you a beautiful story of a young lady from Kenya who's traveling the world. She's been to so many countries, and the good things that she's doing this by all herself. She's such an amazing young lady who is also a YouTuber. She's got so much to share with us. Welcome, Damaris.
Thank you very much. Pleasure being on your channel. And congratulations for joining us on this trip.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice having you.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
I'm also excited.
I've been following you on Facebook.
Yeah.
A bit about me is that I'm so passionate about self-love, and I love it when I see beautiful ladies like you creating a lot of fun on their own without relying on anybody else. And especially that you are still young. How old are you?
Old enough.
She is a very young lady and she's so independent. You know, what led you to start traveling the world on your own?
On my own?
Yes.
Okay, traveling alone. So apparently, when I got the idea of travel and doing travel, YouTube and travel together, I was to travel with a very good friend of mine back then, who is actually the one who introduced me to this. You can do travel and YouTube together.
Okay.
But we got to disagree and we couldn't travel together anymore. Let me say he was my boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
So we part ways and everyone went their own way. So that dream of us traveling as a couple died, and so I had already fallen in love and seeing the vision, and I was like, you know what, I have to keep chasing this and I don't have to wait for anybody. I remember when I was in campus, I would plead with my best friend, let's go to like the coast, let's go places at some point, even if it means me cost sharing in terms of like whatever. What is the reason why you're not going? What's the excuse? Like I eliminate everything. Yeah, so at some point it gets to be like, you know what, it's me who loves travel and it's not my friend, it's not even my then boyfriend maybe, so I had to do it. I don't have time to wait for anybody.
I like it when you say it's like it's your calling. It's your interest, is what you love.
Yeah.
And sometimes, most of the time, we will find that we force people into doing things that we love, and yet it's not. And probably they may not even fall in love with what you love.
Yes. Or to the extent in which you love it.
You love it, yeah. And sometimes it makes, if you don't take a step, you may end up, forgetting about your dreams, and you end up miserable and so on. Yeah. For how long have you been traveling then? Because
let me say something in relation to what we were talking about. I think many people end up, there are so many people I meet and they're like, I love traveling, but I'm yet to do it.
Yes.
I'm like, then why have you not done it? Because you've not followed up. And also, some travel and then they discover, oh, I love traveling, yes, but I want to just go for vacation, 2 weeks and that's it. Or I love traveling, I want to do it for a long time. Yeah. So when you go alone or when you get into it, you get to discover what is it for yourself, not for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that was also something, because majority of us, it could just be because other people, you've seen them traveling, you feel like you love traveling, but it's good for us to describe what it is for yourself.
That you like, yes.
Yeah. For how long have I been traveling alone? I would say serious travel has now, this is my third year of.
Third year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subtracting the COVID period that came up.
Okay. This is the third. Okay. And it's going to really be interesting that you've been traveling during COVID time.
Yes.
Tell me, when this one, I know you started some times back. Can you tell us your journey since you left home in Kenya? That was in December.
Yeah.
Today we're in June, so it's been 6 months of continuous traveling.
Yeah.
Can you take us just where you started up to when you were in Gaborone, Botswana?
Okay, so apparently, my trip to Ethiopia. Okay, I left Kenya to Ethiopia, and Ethiopia was not anywhere in my list for my next travel. So by the time COVID was hitting, I was in Burundi, so I booked a flight to Nairobi to Ethiopia, because that was like a bit cheaper.
Okay.
But I didn't know when this Ethiopia trip was going to happen. So around December 4th or 3rd, I called the airlines, Kenya Airways by then, and they're like, you know what, you need to book you need to redeem your ticket before the end of 2020, otherwise it's gonna expire.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I don't even have money saved. How can you get? I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yes, that's the spirit. Yes, I like it.
Yeah. So when I went to Ethiopia, my goal was Ethiopia is my neighboring country. I don't have a flight ticket booked for my return. At the airport, I was like, you know what? I'll come back by road because it's cheaper. Until I went to Ethiopia, my target was until I can't survive anymore, and I only just have because my other goal is to create content as well, and I don't have any more money to spend just transport. I'm gonna go back. That was not a very wise
so
financial
you had
decision.
plan B. You had plan B.
Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but went there. I think succeeded. I would say it was like more of a risk. The other option was just let the ticket expire and remain and wait until I have money for me to be able to do
that would be the easy option.
Yeah. But now I decided, you know what, let's do it. So I was to stay.
And you took the risk.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. I like you go, girl.
Yeah. Then after landing in this country, I get to learn that the land border is closed. So I stayed for what was supposed to be, I had overestimated not more than a month, you know. And then I get to learn Ethiopia, they don't celebrate Christmas, and they're like, their Christmas is in January, and I'm like, let me wait and explore that, and then that happens, and then there's more things. So I ended up continuing to stay in Ethiopia, creating more content, more opportunities coming my way and stuff like that. So I stayed there for like 5 months.
Oh, 5 months.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you know Ethiopia more than I do.
Yeah, absolutely. I say I moved to Ethiopia. I didn't just move it.
And you enjoyed eating injera.
Of course.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So from Ethiopia you went to?
So from Ethiopia, I was like, my only other option is to book a flight ticket back to my country. But I'm like, why would I book a flight ticket back to my country? Then from there I need to book another flight ticket to another country because I've already visited like my neighboring countries, so I have to sort of fly out.
Explore other areas.
Yeah. What was my next goal was to do a road trip from Kenya all the way to South Africa.
Wow, did you hear that?
Yeah.
From Kenya to South Africa.
Yeah, that is through Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, possibly Malawi, if possible Mozambique, Botswana, South Africa.
Okay.
And then by that time, when I like that schedule, I wrote it way before COVID came up.
Okay.
So by that time, I never even included Namibia because it was on my road trip. I didn't see myself going on that side.
Okay.
So that was my goal. So I was like, it's time for me to implement my goal, but now I need a visa to go to South Africa. And I was like, you know what, we can try and see how it can work without me having to go back to my country to apply a visa.
Okay.
So it happens that all these other countries are visa free for me.
Okay.
So I was like, what's the neighboring country to South Africa? Namibia. I was like, it was not even in my list.
Yes, God's way. God got us on his own place.
Absolutely. So I flew to Namibia and done with Namibia, and now I'm in Botswana, heading all the way up.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had her story. It's been amazing. So from here you are going to?
Zambia.
Zambia.
Zambia is my landing country. I definitely will visit all the southern countries, but Zimbabwe at the moment, land border is closed, so I'll figure things out, but at the moment, Zambia is my next country.
Okay, and you are doing it by road?
By road. Like this one, even if a chance comes, it has to be, I have to go back to my country by road.
By road?
Yeah.
Okay. That's such an amazing, she's such an inspiration.
Yeah.
She's a brave girl, she's a risk taker, and I'm so, really happy for you because she's doing all this because she loves what she's doing. That's one thing good about driving your passion, because most of the people, they just let their passion go. And yes, so let's talk about your experience in Botswana. I know you had a little bit of a hiccup when we came, scary experience when you came, and that's how I came to meet her. We actually met on
she's the one who picked me up for those who've watched my channel. And guys, if you're coming from my channel, please
watch her channel. It's such an make sure that you watch her channel. Her first experience in Gaborone, and I saw she reached out to me, and that's how we connected, and I kind of gave her another chance so that she can really experience the beautiful country Botswana is. So can you share a little bit about a little bit about your scary part.
Yeah.
Because I think they can
go and
and
the
watch
whole
it. Yeah, you
story.
don't have to share much. But let's talk
I
about the
just
good
landed
part.
in
Yeah.
hands that were not like their goal was not like the best.
Yes.
And they took me to this place that was not comfortable.
Yes.
And so that made me be scared. It was just a scary experience. I'm grateful like nothing physical or something like that happened. So
yes.
yeah. So basically it's just like bad people. I don't love that story either. So
yes.
You can go to watch.
Yes, they can go. Yes. Yeah. But what has been your beautiful experience in Botswana?
In Botswana, yesterday was amazing.
It was.
Yeah, like a whole day of adventure.
Okay.
Going through every places. Then I met awesome people here in Botswana, and then we had a good hangout at some place.
Yes.
And they also got to tell me of their stories, because even majority of them that I met are like new here in Botswana, and they told me their awesome experiences here. I think for me, my travels mostly is the people that I meet. I think the people that you meet contribute almost 80% to how your experience is going to be, because my scary experience, which I can almost call it my worst experience, is because I met someone who was not good.
Yes.
So like when you meet amazing people like you see the day I met you, the day you called me and you were like, girl, I can host you for 2 days, it was like a light. That was like
the universe was watching. Yes. And thank you so much. You've been such a very beautiful person to hang around with, and I'm really grateful that you also enjoyed stay in Botswana. So I'm going to come into the area, the question of, do you ever feel like lonely in your trips?
Okay, nice question. Do you want me to share my first time ever feeling lonely?
Yes.
So this time, I travel alone, right? But when I went to Uganda, I coincidentally met with other travel bloggers or other content creators who were going to Rwanda. It was a coincidence, nothing planned. But everyone has their place of stay, and but we meet and then we have a good time. You get it? So one was coming, some were coming from Uganda, some were coming from Ghana, and now we're in Rwanda.
Yes.
And I'm the only Kenyan. All the others had their people, like the Ghana there were 2, Uganda there were like 5, and then Rwanda in the country they already have anybody. Yeah. So it happened that you're in this like room, all of us, and everyone is talking to their people in their language. I'm telling you, there's no loneliness that is bad like loneliness in the presence of people. Like
yeah, actually, we do go a lot. A lot of people, they'll be among maybe families or colleagues, and they'll still feel lonely. And some people are not even aware of that. You know, they will think that they need people to make them happy. And sometimes your own space is the best space. You understand? So you most of the time you don't feel so lonely, except sometimes when you are with people.
Yeah, when you're with people. And so that time I actually remember I cried.
You did.
At that point is when all your homesick levels hit you like yeah, then people started being like, well, are you okay, Damaris? And I'm like, no, my eyes are itchy. But later I was able to talk to them and be like, please, can you try when I'm in your presence and speak English? You know, at least so I can also be part of it. Yeah, but I'm glad they are good friends of mine. If just by chance they watch this, shout out to you guys.
Yes.
After that, I had to sit down and ask myself. Also, with time, I got to learn that I'm going to have a whole good amount of time that I'm alone. Like I don't have people, and it's been interesting. Getting friends when you're traveling is easy. It's not a hard thing. You even travel teaches you how to interact with people, how to be open to people, how to get them talk to you and such things. So that has been interesting to learn, and I'm always interested in listening to people's stories. So that becomes amazing. When I'm alone, most of the time I'm working.
Yes.
But I also have moments I'm like, Damaris, let's go for. I've had continuous dates. Like I'm like, there's just. Because I'm eating by myself, let's call this a solo date. I have those so many times.
But do you have them also when you are back home?
When I'm back home, I'm not sure about my back home because there was a COVID situation.
Okay. You have even actually even forgotten how you
And
How
I'm
is
afraid
it
when I
when
go back to my country, the number of people that are waiting to meet me, it will take a minute before I have a solid day.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So while you were alone, which is the as you are traveling, what were your aha moments where you said this was such a beautiful experience, something that probably even the story attracted so many viewers?
Okay. My content creation journey
Mhm.
and my experiences are two different stories.
Okay.
Because I could have had a very impactful moment
Mhm.
and then the video doesn't get the views.
Okay.
But for me, it like really impacted
is.
who I was.
Mhm.
More of a big one was when I went back to give back to a family that hosted me in Ethiopia.
Oh, okay.
So when I was in Ethiopia, remember I told you I was trying to survive. Like I still had some few shillings, but if someone is like, give me a whole night and save that night.
Yes.
So I met these people. It's a whole story on my channel. So they hosted me. He just saw me on the road, talked to me, and was like, "Welcome to my house."
Oh.
And he was like, "You're an angel," something like that. And he
Mhm.
barely knows me. So that was like so deep for me.
Mhm.
And then slept at their place, and it's like just a very humble place and stuff. So later I was able to things work out and stuff, and I was able to go back and give back to them.
Oh.
That was like, and they were so happy. They were like, this is family. The wife was pregnant, and she was like, you're gonna be the godmother to my kids.
That's
I was
so
like, oh my
sweet.
god.
That's
And
so sweet.
at that point is when it started hitting me of how my wish one day is to impact more people's lives as I keep on traveling, and that now this whole journey of me in the travel is not just about me, it's also about so many other people.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was deep.
I think, like I said, I'm so passionate about self-love, and I believe, a lot of people, they do not realize that you actually start realizing a lot about yourself when you are alone. Most of the time, we want to be among people. So what is your view about self-love, and what is, because most of the time you are alone,
Yeah.
what is it that you appreciate being alone, and how do you practice self-love during this amazing journey?
Let me say, many people try to figure out how to handle their friends, how to handle their workplaces, and they never learn they never get a moment to handle how to handle yourself. And the only thing that will never leave you is you.
Yes.
Like you will always be with you. So I remember having to sit down and being like comfortable with getting inside my thoughts, being comfortable with how I look, all these things about myself. Like it hits you hard when you're constantly alone and you're like, oh, you are here, Damaris. Okay, I have to figure you out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say it's important for you to love other people. I think the fact that I love myself, I love my story, I have embraced whatever wrong things I have done and some of my mistakes, it makes it better for me when I'm also interacting with other people. And also the concept of taking everyone as they are and not trying to make them a whole different thing. If you talk a lot, that is who you are. If you don't talk, then that's fine. Like basically things like that. And because as you travel, you meet very, very different people.
Yes. And some, they really impact your life. Yes. You're so amazing.
Thank
and I'm
you.
so
You
happy
are
that
too.
we
I'm
met.
enjoying
I'm
this
so happy
interview.
that
You have no idea.
but we're coming towards the end of our interview. The big question.
Okay.
So do you have anybody in your life?
Yes, I do. I have many people. I have you. Have my mom. Those are people.
Except a boyfriend.
Boyfriend? That's the question.
Yes.
If I have no, I do not have a boyfriend. Yeah, at the moment I do not have a boyfriend.
Okay. And do you ever really get worried that the person that you're going to meet may not necessarily have interest in your passion? Or is it one of the things that maybe you still don't have a boyfriend right now?
I love travel so much such that I don't want to have someone who I'm soothing them to travel. So if you totally are not interested in travel, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because this is very weird, but once in a while if I meet someone and they're just like, I'm interested in you, I always will ask the question of, just assume we're married, or will you take me for honeymoon, like
Yes.
such things. And then if that will, you're like, no honeymoon, no need, like there are those people, I'll be like,
so it's a no-no. It's
weird.
already a no-no.
If this is how you think,
So you had the
I have to
hint. The followers, subscribers, you had the hints. You have to know what she likes. Yes.
And also, because I also will learn to figure out whatever the other person likes. So it's also important for them to be able to meet. You're supposed to love someone based on how they want to be loved, not based on how you think you should love them. Like if I want to be given a gift, and you want to take me out, you give me a gift because that is what is gonna make me happy, and not necessarily taking me out. Just giving an example. So I think so many things have to be ticked. Okay, also this one, financial stuff. I have a boyfriend, but I can't be paying their tickets to go to places. Like some of these like small basics. But yeah, I'm sorry, my boyfriend, you better love travel, because my dream is to travel with my kids, with the whole family.
Yeah. One thing I love about since I was married before, I've told you, and before I would never say it was a bad marriage, but I had a lot of things which were really not the same page as my ex-husband, and I became really depressed. I became really bitter, and after my divorce, I decided to concentrate about loving myself, appreciating who I am, and learning to enjoy my space. And that alone, it actually attracts the right people into your circle. Yeah, because most of the time we go out there, we are having have fun, and you end up attracting probably the wrong people. But if you have stayed for some times alone, and learned to love yourself, respect yourself, and learn to create fun on your own, then you'll be able to attract the right person into your life.
I agree, and you're also able to identify what is it that you love, what is it that you don't like, what can you tolerate, what can you compromise. I think it's important to love yourself, and thank you for this platform that we're gonna learn so much more.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. You heard it from her. Such an amazing lady. You stay around here, you learn a lot. She's got so much to share. Follow her in her YouTube channel. You're going to learn a lot. She's got more than, how many subscribers do you have?
Now 16.5.
16.5, close to 17,000. So just
please
go and
also subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Yes, I'll have it. Just subscribe it, and
the red
button down there.
It's free. You don't get to be charged, and you lose nothing, but you support her. It impacts her life, and you get nothing to lose.
And I've got a lot of
amazing
topics,
content.
A lot of amazing content that I'm going to be sharing with you. So thank you so much. Let's meet in the next episode.